We can wait 5.
No more glasses.
Cheryl, stop playing. Okay, just go for it. Might as well. It's time. It's time.
Yep. Well, good morning on this lovely, maybe spring day. I'm glad to see everybody here. So, it's time. We'll start. Let me see here. Not quite organized. As you are welcome here. Visitor, friend, or longtime member, you are welcome here. With little children, or your partner, or alone, we joyfully welcome you here. You're welcome here as believer or doubter, as joiner or loner. You are welcome here. Feeling a part of us or not, full of energy or not, seeking a vision or a rest, you're welcome to join us as you are. We acknowledge that we are in the Aboriginal territories of the Salish, Nez Perce, Blackfeet, and Anishinaabe. I didn't say that right. How do you say that word? Anishinaabe people who shared the Helena Valley as hunting grounds. The indigenous story of the Helena Valley began long before the arrival of Europeans. We honor those who walked here before us. We honor the path they have shown us in caring for this place for generations to come. We strive for justice and fair relations with their descendants and all the creatures of the land. Katie, will you come light the chalice? And we can read together as she does that. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. And we're going to start with some singing. We're having a technology moment. And our opening song is what's become kind of an old chestnut for us, and one of my favorites. It's a Betsy Rose song. Betsy is an old friend of Judy's. She's a singer-songwriter from Berkeley, California, and has been creating songs her entire life that the main hallmark is they're very heartfelt. So, yeah. So look in your, open your heart songbook, page 2, and that's where we'll be.
Do you need some company? that feels too much to bear? Do you have a bitterness you don't know how to share? Do you feel too angry to breathe or laugh or pray? Well, there's no one in this circle who has never felt this way. No one in this circle who has never felt this way. So welcome to this circle, whatever brought you here. The valleys and the mountain tops, the muddy and the clear. And know your work is worthy, and know your heart is true, and know that all you give away will come circling back to you. You got to know that all you give away will come circling back to you.
Thanks, Judy. Our first reading today is a printout I've had in a file folder for years, and I don't have an attribution, but I think it might be Buddhist. If you never searched for truth, come with us. You will become a seeker. If you were never a musician, come with us, and you will find your voice. You may possess immense wealth. Come with us, and you will become love's beggar. You may think yourself a master. Come with us, and love will turn you into a slave. If you've lost your spirit, come with us. Take off your silk coverings, put on our rough cloak, and we will bring you back to life. In our gathering, one candle lights hundreds. We will light your path and give you courage, so you will open like a flower and join in our joyous laughter. Plant the seed of truth and watch it grow. When it spreads its branches, come with us. Sit under the blossoms. Your eyes will open to the secret of truth. Now it's time for the offering. Thank you for your gifts this day and for all the gifts of action that make this community possible. If you're visiting, please remain our guest. Your presence is your gift to us.
Thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day. And if you ever doubt yourself, remember us who love you well. We know all the gifts you bring into the world each day. So thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day.
So it's time for the story for all ages. So any child, kid, or adult wishing to take a risk, come on up. I think it's going to be a good story.
We might need some extra help from the adults today. We'll see.
She wants extra help.
I think they might be able to intimidate him. We'll see. Oops. Yeah. Come on up. Is the mic working all right? Okay, good, good. Okay. Very good. So, can anyone tell me what an orchestra is? What do you think, Sam? A large group of musicians, okay. So do they just, a large group of musicians, could we have like 10 Cheryls? Would that be an orchestra? No. What else do you need?
We need a specific, well, what is different kind?
Yes, different kinds of orchestras. Anything else we need for a good orchestra? Huh? A conductor, that helps. Okay. And they all kind of have to work together, right? If you're going to get a tune out. Okay. Well, this is my story, the Big Woods Orchestra. So we're going to see what the orchestra in the Big Woods is. So late at night, when everyone is asleep, all is quiet until a lone tawny owl's hoot goes through the trees. Woo, woo. Can you guys do an owl? Woo. Okay. Think about this. You might want to, I'm going to have everybody choose a bird at the end and we'll see if we can make it. What? You have an owl sound at home. You must be an expert. Yeah. Okay, at the first glitter of dawn, ole, ole, oleli, oleli. The thrush sings a cheerful song. Can you sing it? Let's see, I tried to do this, and this one isn't very good. So, tut, olele. Nobody wants to give that a go. Anybody a good thrush singer out here? Okay, we might not have a. That's what I did, and I still couldn't mimic it. But if you want to do this at the end, that might be helpful. Okay? The great spotted woodpecker starts to peck and tap. Can you do that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I brought along a tool since you were the first to. What do you think? Yeah, there you go. okay? A wood pigeon practices its cuckoo. Okay, we're on to the next bird, okay? Got that? Okay, can you put it down, please? Thank you. Okay, so a wood pigeon goes, coo, coo. Anybody do that? Okay, pretty good. See, I knew you guys would be good at this because of the play, right? Yeah. Okay, easy one. A sleek crow clears its throat a few times. Okay. A robin warms up its vocal cords. What's a robin? The cuckoo calls out its name. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Good job. Now, something got out of the, so the big woods are filled with bird calls, greeting the sun. Then from far away, a rooster crows at the top of its voice. Okay, exactly. Okay, so before we go any further, do you want to tell me what bird you want to sing out of this chorus? What bird part you want to be in the orchestra? Yes. You want to be the crow?
Owl.
You want to be the owl? Did you want to be the owl? No? Okay, good. You want to be the cuckoo? Perfect. Anything else? You want to do the cock-a-doodle-doo? That'd be great. Anybody else? Anybody else? The robin, perfect. And nobody's doing the woodpecker? You'll be the woodpecker? Can we have the wood pieces? Thanks. Okay, you guys can be the woodpecker. Okay? We ready? For a moment, everything in the big woods is completely still. And then, the big orchestra begins. What a beautiful noise for the beginning of spring, huh? Okay. And actually, this goes all the way out. Yeah. Thank you for helping. Appreciate it. One thing before we sing you out. So remember, orchestra has to work all together, right? And you did a very good job of doing that. And when Cass talks about what we're doing at church, it's that we all work together. Make sense? Okay, thank you. And I'll take your wood pieces when you go. You can sing everybody out. Thank you. As you journey, as you journey, may you know peace above with you, learn and grow, learn and grow.
Oh, we're going to sing another song. Another Betsy Rose, which pretty much mirrors for me the mood of this day. Happy and good. Let's see, that would be page 33 in Open Your Heart Songbook.
No, I got it.
Arise as you are willing and able, please.
Happy and good are the days we spend on earth, blessed by love at birth. Who can complain as we work with our hearts and our hands to shape the earth into a garden eccentric, bewildering, not ones I would choose. My neighbor, myself, we're a rough combination. We're the crown of creation, we're the worst of the fools. Ah, but happy and good are the days we spend on earth, blessed by love at birth. Who can complain as we work with our hearts and our hands to shape the earth into a garden again? To stand by the side of our dear compañeros, the humblest of heroes, their struggles to share, to face the dark powers, the missiles, the murder. We're called to look further than simple despair. So let us rejoice, we are part of creation. Our one obligation is to know our true names, to shape with the shaper, to guide and be guided. Our spirits ignited, we dance into flames. Ah, but happy and good are the days we spend on earth, blessed by love at birth. Who can complain as we work with our hearts and our hands to shape the earth into a garden again?
Thanks, Judy. Boy, that is such a powerful song.
And I was just texting with Betsy,
What'd you
so
say?
I will tell her that we sang it this morning. And it feels so good always to sing her songs, but this is one of those that can lift me out of a low place.
Yeah, there's plenty of lower places referenced in that song. So, I have another little reading. This one is from Rumi, who I bet a whole lot of you know. He says, "Be a lamp, a lifeboat, a ladder. Help someone's soul heal. Walk out of your house like a shepherd." Okay. So, my message today is not only beloved community, but it's also the state of our union, which is kind of funny because I was talking to Katie Knight recently and told her what I was thinking of talking about today, and she said, "Oh, you're giving the State of the Union message, huh?" I thought, okay. And you know, now I've been serving as president now since late January, and I take that State of the Union idea pretty seriously. And so I want to talk about not only what it means to be in beloved community, but also what we're doing to help build it. So I'm really touched and delighted to see all your faces here. I feel like I have personal relationships with practically everybody in this room, meaningful relationships. And that pretty much came about by showing up in this church, showing up for activities, showing up for service, showing up for whatever needed doing, showing up to have fun. And it's worked. That's always been my kind of motto of life. If you really want to get to know somebody, do something with them, particularly if it's a project you haven't done before and you have to figure it out. So I find this group particularly to be a very significant part of my life. People who willingly join our unique community. So we build friendships and find support. We develop our spiritual lives. We perform service. My abiding passion all during my life has been to engage with communities of all sorts. When I was 9 years old, I formed a kids' athletic club. I joined the Episcopal youth group as a teenager. I started a lesbian social club in the Napa Valley. When I came to Helena 8 years ago, I went to the Archie Bray and I discovered there was already a group of people in my age range that were passionate about ceramics. And so I kind of formalized it. I said, oh, we must be a Sangha, which is the Buddhist term for the kind of small familial unit in any bigger group. And somebody said, yeah, the Mud Sangha. So, and now here we are in this building, in this group, in this community, as we grow and thrive and hold each other's hands as we walk through sometimes very hard lives. I was raised in a very difficult and disconnected family, and to survive, I was driven to find meaning and companionship by joining or creating outside interest groups. I didn't really get the soul and nurturing and connection from my family of origin, so my choice was to just skip that and try something else. It worked. Of course, painful drama, it's not necessary to see the value of gathering with like-minded people. We're born as individuals with unique agency, and it's natural to want to walk your path and buddy up with others walking in the same direction. We as humans are tribal. We seek community for love, protection, education, growth, and so many other personal reasons. I arrived in Helena 8 years ago after 18 years in small town Big Timber down there east of Bozeman. And the political turn to the right that city made it a hard place to continue living. And a lot of my friends left Big Timber because of that. And it became kinda lonely. So Judy'd already moved up here, and she was one of my best friends. And so I surveyed places to live, and I came up here and checked it out. And I already knew a lot of people from 1990s when I first came to Montana. So Helena looked like a pretty good place. And I admire it as a city, a small city. The cultural amenities and the fact that there's not really a rush hour, although people who are native to this town might disagree with me. They've never lived in San Francisco. My choice of moving here was based on two facts, and one of them was my strong relationship with Judy, and also that her partner, Katie, and I had become good friends. And Katie actually helped me on my journey to find a home, and we found one together. And that was a significant emotional piece. So the other factor was that I was an art school student when I went to college. And I had the great good fortune of a teacher who allowed me to embrace and feel positive about being creative, and that my creativity did not manifest in very typical ways, which made me uncomfortable. I thought, well, I can't really draw a landscape very accurately. But my teacher didn't care. He looked at this weird image I made of a landscape and said, look at that. She's really onto something. So, totally unexpected. I was probably 18 years old when that happened. And I started to think that maybe I was okay. So, one of the big reasons I moved to Helena was because the Archie Bray is here. And for those of you who know about it, you know how significant that can be in a person's life. And I started taking classes as soon as I arrived and found the Mud Sangha, and found that it really resonated with me to be able to work with mud, clay. You know, it's just a fantastic medium. You can make anything out of clay. So I did start going to the UU church right away here, but I'd gone to the one in Bozeman, and Lois Van Leer had been the pastor there, and she was such a phenomenal speaker and presence, and that knack she has for speaking directly to the heart and for opening our understanding of what it is to be alive. So I started coming here, but the UU Railroad was, of course, in active operation, and after a short while I was invited to volunteer. Not really invited, asked strongly. And so cookies, coffee, yeah, I can do that. Long-standing committees and leadership, hard no. Now, I was prioritizing my life as an artist, and it's pretty easy to get off track with other commitments, as when I graduated art school, instead of becoming an artist, I became a restaurateur because the art school needed somebody young to run their food service. And I was not expecting that career at all, but it happened. And I worked in it for 35 years. And it remains a career that I have no regrets about at all, a fabulous career. So here I am, just kind of putting along in the UU, not doing all that much, but then COVID. And of course, the effect on this community was devastating. We tried masking, we tried various things to continue to be connected. We had to go on FaceTime, what is that? Zoom. And I really admired how the leadership kept us coming here and kept us intact. But it took a hard toll. There's a lot of people that hate Zoom, and so they wouldn't come to meetings. And then there's other people who had delicate enough immune systems that they couldn't even come when we resumed meeting again. And so we lost some important people. But one of the things I did at my house was I built on a lanai, which is a foreign word in Montana. People in Hawaii and Florida are well known. It's an outdoor living room with few windows, and so you can be safe from rain and snow, but not fresh air. And so we started meeting for coffee in my lanai, and once a week we'd get together, and for a long time it was just like light socializing. And then Becky Warren said, why don't we have a topic? And so once a week we had a topic, and they came from everybody who came to Coffee Group. And sometimes what really happened is we did something. We conversed on a deeper level, and we built some pretty phenomenal friendships and knowledge of each other from doing that. And we were so devoted to the practice that we even met all through winter. Some days it was 15 degrees or even 10 degrees, and we had a big pile of blankets and down clothing, and we just shivered through it. It was that important. So the other thing that happened during COVID was that the Archie Bray closed, and suddenly I had a whole lot of time on my hands, because I'd been working in ceramics 20 to 30 hours a week, and then I liked working in the group, and I just didn't pick it up at home alone. So I needed something else to do. So paying more attention to what was going on in the UU turned out to be what I did. Last fall, I knew that Katie Knight, who had been the president of our congregation for a year or two. Is that right, Katie? 2 years? 1 year? I knew she was retiring, that she had other irons in the fire that were calling her. And I was the vice president of the board at that time, so I thought it wouldn't be that big a deal to step up and volunteer to be president, and that came to pass. So I had this idea of, here we are, we're finally out from under the real serious effects of COVID. In fact, we act like it's not even a fact too much anymore, even though it is. We started meeting in groups again, we started socializing, we started going to events. There was that loosening, and as I saw it, it was time to bring our congregation back in and build our community back from the losses we'd suffered. So, when I was thinking about what I could do as president, and here we're getting into the State of the Union message combined with building community, I just had these brainstorms about what we could do, and they were all based on interaction, activity, service, sort of thing, and fun. Did I mention fun? That's really important to me. I feel like if there's enough parts of the life that are kind of a grind in one way or another, and so to feel good about something, even to the point where you laugh a lot, what a gift. So I was thinking about things we could do together that would be meaningful and useful, because I have noticed amongst Unitarians that service is a high priority. So I decided yesterday to make that list that's in your order of service about the activities that we have some scheduled, some coming. We have regular activities. We have some in the pipeline for future activities. And one of the amazing things that happened this year is we got 2 new groups. So Gary here is volunteered as a new member of the board to do some outdoor activities, like a summer ministry, where people that are interested in things like hikes and bikes and maybe even boating could get together on a monthly basis and do things with each other. And then Jan Horan volunteered to help him get organized and get people going on that. And Gary wants to do it in a very local way, so we don't spend 3 hours in the car to go on a hike somewhere. So that just sounds so good, and that's coming. I think our last service is the end of May, and then we've got June, July, August. So I think you can look forward to hearing about some events you might want to join. And then the other thing that happened last fall was at one of the new member meetings, and we were sitting around a big table talking about what drew us to the UU and what we wanted to do. And Jackie and Karen both expressed interest in spiritual, the 4th step, the search for truth and meaning. And Judy was saying, well, why don't you get going on that? And I said, why don't you just do it? Get together, make a plan, have a meeting, and see what happens. By gosh, they did. So now we've just had our 2nd meeting of that group, and we're at this point laughingly calling it the search for meaning, because of course, you know, we love to play with putting 2 double U's in any words we can, the book club and search. So that's happening. And then Lynn and Keppen wanted to see our social justice group come up again and get active. And Lennon is very politically active. They work for the health department, and they are paying lots of attention to what's going on in the legislature, particularly the raft of hate bills that are coming before the legislature. And Lennon keeps us apprised of what's going on, and actually follows up by going to events at the Capitol and letting us know what's happening, particularly through our Facebook. And so we're covering a lot of bases now. So I feel like our future looks very, very bright. And if you've been thinking about getting more engaged, understand that the benefits are quite large. For me, developing friendships that are close to my heart inspire me. I've been single for 20 plus years, and I'm in no big hurry to change that, because I have a circle of friends that fills my needs for love and connection. And for that, I give deep, deep gratitude. And so I invite you, if you're thinking you might want to get more involved, to do so. And I gave you all those lists today so you could see what the possibilities were. And I also want to say to you that like Gary or like Karen and Jackie, if you don't see what you want, make it up. We're flexible, we're growing. We have more people in our congregation now than we did 6 months ago, 9 months ago, a year ago. And the energy is positive and forward moving. And we have the opportunity to make differences not only in our own lives, but in our community life, in the service that we perform. So that's it. So I have another roomy phrase to wrap it up. So listen with ears of tolerance, see through eyes of compassion, and speak with the language of love. And then I want to point out that other Rumi quote on the front of the program, don't you know? It's your light that lights the world's. So, I invite you to join in a small meditation for a couple minutes, and then I also invite you to contribute any thoughts that might be on your mind.
So just the note about community, and I don't chime in very often, but it felt like specifically this topic today, I felt like I needed to acknowledge a level of gratefulness that I have. And that's that while I've not connected with every single person in this room, a lot of those community events, those smaller groups that you mentioned, Cass, I've got to know a great deal of people here. And being new to this community, coming in for a new opportunity, and being able to have that almost immediate sense of comfort instilled in me because of these small groups that were occurring at Cass's house, and just how I was welcomed with open arms without question. And I can say that's made a world of difference, having moved to this community and immediately being welcomed in by such a positive, supportive group. I'm very grateful for you, Cass, but I'm also very, very grateful for you all as well. So thank you.
Boy, are we glad you're here.
I'd just like to second your idea that it should be fun. We need to have fun and smile. Smile's an instant way to say thank you.
This is following up to Cheryl's idea of fun, and it really pleases me that the president of this congregation has license plates that say mischief.
I have to laugh a little bit. I guess this wasn't a terribly controversial subject. We can all get on board. So, let's see now. Ah, yeah, another beautiful song composed by Judy Fiel, Together We. Open Your Heart Songbook, page 16. Please rise as you are willing and able.
Make sure I'm in the right key here. Okay.
You want me to switch?
No, we'll play it in D. I'll just put my cable on. I think at home I practiced it in C, so here we go. Here I am standing beside you. We're not exactly strangers. Here I am standing beside you. I hardly know your name. And you reach out your hand. I put my hand in yours. And together we will do what we cannot do alone. The stream is before us, so clear and full of mystery. Days and nights await us. We don't know what's in store. And you reach out your hand. I put my hand in yours. And together we will walk where we dare not walk alone. Many gifts are before us. See them dancing on the water. More yet to be revealed. Lying deep among the stones. And you reach out your hand. I put my hand in yours. And together we will see what we cannot see alone. Step into the circle. Let it surround you. Step into the circle. Let it fill you from within. And you reach out your hand. I put my hand in yours. Together we stand. We do not stand alone.
Thank you, Judy. Really meaty songs today, huh? So Katie is going to extinguish the chalice. If you will join us in saying, we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. This completes our YouTube broadcast, so anybody who's at home watching or will be watching this in the future, thank you for joining us. And now we're going to go